Welcome back to the Chatting Average.
Oh, get real. No.
Welcome back to the Chatting Average. Again, because John's not cutting that part out. That would be funny. That was good. That was way too perfect.
That was honestly really, really good.
That pisses me off.
This is the Chatting Average. My name is Adam Busak, alongside John Sansoni, John Lieber. Gentlemen, we've got about a week, maybe a week and a half of baseball remaining in the 2025 year, and you know what that means? It's World Series time.
Oh.
I put on for my city, on for my city. And by city, I mean Toronto.
England is my city.
So
welcome back to the Chatting Average.
we gotta get into the show.
The NLDS, the ALDS happened 3 weeks ago. So the NLCS and the ALCS, thanks John for writing those down wrong, finished up. Just as we predicted, the Dodgers swept the Brewers because, of course, and the ALCS went 7 games because, of course. Although I don't think any of us predicted 7-game series. I think we all had 6 or 5. But
what was so interesting to me about these series was that through game 2 of both series, it looked like these were going to go identical directions. Right? The Dodgers won game 1 and game 2 very handily. The Mariners kind of did the same. And then from game 3 on, I would argue these two series could not have possibly gone more differently.
Yeah. I mean, obviously the Dodgers win 2-1, 5-1, 3-1, 5-1. Congrats. You literally gave up 4 runs in the NLCS. Great job.
Jeez.
It's unbelievable, man.
I don't even think
time to rest. They've had so much time to rest now that all their pitchers are going to be good to go. Like,
yes, I agree. I think that's important for the pitchers. I'd like to see how that turns on their hitting staff in the first 2 games of this series.
Well, I mean, we don't want to get too far into the hitter analysis because one of their best pitchers was one of their best hitters and the NLCS MVP.
Hey, guys. So, breaking news. The greatest baseball player to ever touch a field was the greatest baseball player to ever touch a field in Game 4. Shohei Ohtani, after probably betting in this illegal gambling ring that Terry Rozier and Chauncey Billups have apparently, and I'm, with all due respect and in all satire, Jonte Porter was probably there too.
Ipe was innocent, man. Ipe was innocent.
He went out through 6 innings of 2-hit ball with 10 strikeouts. He also hit 3 home runs at the plate because that's what the best player to ever grace the baseball field does. Babe Ruth ever do that? I don't think so.
I was reading a game recap on MLB.com, and Max Muncy was being interviewed after the game, and he said that when the 3rd homer left Ohtani's bat, everyone was just like, oh yeah. Like, it wasn't shock, it wasn't surprise, it was, he was supposed to do that. What else were we expecting?
Dude. I mean, this was the greatest individual game of baseball ever played, right?
It's got,
like, there's no close second. Right.
No, there's really the only close second, and like if you argue the point of like there's a tier of like alien human being and then like everybody else, like the close second, the guy who's at the top of everybody else is Nick Kurtz's best game this year, where he's like 6 for 6
game.
Like that's there. But then, like, if you go to the elite human being of nobody's ever going to touch this, it's Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah, I mean, struck out 10 batters, man.
He
Struck out 10 batters, dude.
He struck out the side in his first inning, then turned around and hit a home run.
He won the game for the Dodgers by himself.
Correct. Like, and this, I think, maybe we'll talk a little bit about the Brewers. We don't necessarily need to get into them too deeply, but to me, this series was less of the Brewers losing the series and more of the best player in baseball decided that he wanted to win now.
Yeah,
I agree.
I mean, the Brewers,
and it's about time too. He's had a brutal first couple rounds of the playoffs, so good to see him turning it on finally.
Yeah, at the plate, right? Because he pitched pretty well in both the DS and the CS, but
correct.
Yeah, I mean, in the 4 games against the Brewers, he had 5 hits, 3 of them were home runs. So he's still not. Other than like, if you take out Game 4, it's still kind of like, hey Shohei, be Shohei. Which I'm interested to see what it looks like on. It's Friday and Saturday this week that games 1 and 2 are. So I'm really interested to see what he looks like in those first 2 games, to see if he stays on that like. I went 2 for 3 today, and had 2 RBIs, and that's good. Or if he reverts back to 1 hit and 5 plate appearances.
I feel bad. I feel bad for the Brewers. They kind of ran into the baseball equivalent of a buzzsaw. And this was a team that just it didn't feel like they were there. Like, it kind of felt like you set up a training dummy and just kind of let the Dodgers wail on it a little bit. And
I've never watched a series that felt more over from the jump. Like, there was never a point, I would say, in any of these 4 games where it felt like the Brewers were actively participating.
My thing is like, if you look at like the NLDS between the Brewers and the Cubs, like, it was literally, we were looking at that, was at least looking at it like, well, whoever wins gets to die, like, and unfortunately, because the Cubs looked so bad to finish the year, and then the Brewers, they were the best team in baseball, right? But like, it never really felt like they were going to get past the Dodgers. I really didn't think it was going to be a 4-game sweep, but like, I don't know, man. Good year. Something to build off of if the Brewers. Like, if we want to talk about the Brewers for like a quick second, like, you made it to the NLCS. You won a series for the first time since 2018. Like, Craig Counsell never did that.
No.
Yeah, I mean, this was certainly a step in the right direction for the Brewers, and I think this is a team that we're going to see at least approaching the NLCS for years to come. I think they've got a very solid bedrock, and I think they've got some very solid pieces there, but like, they're going to have to do a lot of soul searching, I think, in the offseason if they want to take that next step, because there are just a lot of offensive roster spots right now that are giving you absolutely nothing. And that was very evident, I think, throughout this series.
Yeah, it's their steps are you have to go out and sign people. Like, that's you have to do what the Brewers don't do. Like, you have to go get better in the offseason and not by calling up some random guy from the farm. Like, which, I don't know. I don't see them doing, unfortunately. I see them going, whoa, we're going to call up, what's their top prospect's name? They called him up for this series, or the series before. But, like, I see them doing stuff like that. No? Am I lying?
I am not sure who you're referring to.
The Guardians called up Chase DeLauter.
Maybe that's who I was thinking of.
Comparable.
Maybe I was confusing those two. But, yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what they do. 97 wins was a lot this year. That's definitely something to build off of. Should we move to the ALCS?
Suppose we should. I guess we get the easiest way to do this probably is just to kind of like, I mean, obviously we got to go over the games or whatever, but if we just briefly put a moratorium on the Mariners, and then we can move into the actual World Series preview. That's probably the easiest way to do this. Yeah.
This, I know that this is going to suck to hear as a Mariners fan. Like, if you are a Mariners fan listening to this, if you had to lose in the postseason, and you weren't going to make it to the World Series, this was the absolute best way to go. This was an awesome series. The Mariners' prospects, the prospects for how the Mariners are going to continue as a franchise are high. I think the expectations are that you bring this core that you've gathered back for another year. You know, you had MVP type performance from Cal Raleigh. You just hope that what bit you in this series, your pitching just kind of fell flat. You know, there were a few games where you had some decent performances, but George Kirby didn't look like George Kirby. Logan Gilbert did not look like Logan Gilbert. You can't just rely on a gaggle of arms and then hope that suddenly hot-hitting Jorge Polanco can pull you from the brink. But all that is to say is that this is a team that was very fun to watch and will be very fun to watch come 26.
Yeah, and I think the thing with the pitching is, like, I don't know. Do we all agree that they're still the best rotation in baseball? On paper, at least?
Like, on paper, I see where you're
paper.
coming from, but you look at, like, the losses that they took this series, and Gilbert took a loss, Castillo took a loss. He's been awful over the last 2 months, right? Like, I think Wu took a loss as well. George Kirby definitely took a loss, right? So it's just... on paper, I still think they're the best staff in the country, but boy, they have not been playing like that.
Yeah, I agree. And I think that's the thing is, however you want to frame it, like, it's a long season. They played some long series in the playoffs too. Like, they had to use some pitchers that shouldn't have been used in games to win games. And I think that can kind of eat into you a little bit. But I don't know. I think step number one, like tomorrow, they need to be signing Josh Naylor for next year. I think that is a huge guy that provides vibes to your team.
If there was any team that I think has ever been this capable of just running it back, I think it's this year's Mariners.
And Gino's under contract still, right? Or did they only get him for a rental year?
I believe he's under contract, but let me verify that.
I'm also checking. So, like, I agree with you. Like, if you wanted to, run it back. And you got better midway through the season. So, like, you theoretically... No, he's unrestricted for 26. Something tells me he would resign. Maybe because it seems like he really likes Seattle. But I don't know. I think it would be very smart to sign him, sign Josh Naylor, and run it back.
Yeah.
Maybe add some pitching help. I don't know. I don't really know how to address their pitching problems. That's my issue. Is, like, I don't think their pitching staff is bad. I think they got overused.
Yeah, I mean that a really interesting point. That's what I'm thinking about right now. Is they go to 5 games in the DS. Not only do they go to 5 games, but that, you know, horrendously long game in the DS already stretches their pitching staff super thin. And then they have to start the CS immediately. They go to 7 games there. Like, these arms are just taxed. I think you're probably right about that. I think, I don't know. And then the other part of my brain is telling me Luis Castillo was bad even in September, right? So maybe they were overused in the regular season too. But clearly at some point the wheels fell off, and I think that's probably a load management thing.
I think that the thing is that, like, when you look at it, like you said, that really long game, like the Mariners used 3 of their starting pitchers in one game in the DS. Like, that's overuse to the...
And they needed to. To be clear, they needed to.
They did need to. It's not like it's overuse by, like, bad management of the bullpen or anything. It was just they needed to win, and that's what you have to do in October. But, like, I don't know. God, yeah. Well, I don't know, man. Luis Castillo, like, when you pull out his full stats, he had a pretty average year.
He really did.
3.54 ERA. His career average is a 3.55.
One thing that I think
182 innings or 180.2 innings. Like,
The thing that I find very endearing, but also very confusing about this Mariners pitcher staff is that every year they just change which starting pitcher is going to be their ace. They just shuffle it every year. There's no rhyme or reason. It just depends who wakes up and feels good.
I don't know. I think that they could use some bullpen help, but
Oh,
I
yeah.
think we'll
I
get
mean,
into more of like what teams truly need after the World Series. Just like especially our top teams here. Like what do these teams need to get back?
Speaking
Like
of
you-
World Series, there was another team that competed in this ALCS, and that was the Toronto Blue Jays.
Very
As a matter of fact, the Toronto Blue Jays ended up winning the series. Did you guys see this? Did you hear about
oh,
this?
what? Oh.
Should we talk about Game 7?
Yeah. Yeah, we
I
should.
have a point to make on the Mariners, but I feel you are telling me to.
No. Go ahead.
Shut
Go
up.
ahead, please.
My point on the Mariners is if I'm a Mariners fan, as I quasi was watching this Game 7, when the lineup flipped over with 1 out and or 2 outs and Julio Rodriguez due up, I went, unfortunately, I believe that this game is over. And then, I think I still have it saved. I sent you both a picture I sent you guys that text that night as it was happening. And then I believe I sent you both a picture of why I feel that this game is over. And if you are only listening on audio, Julio Rodriguez did not see a strike within 4 inches of the zone. A pitch within 4 inches of the zone. In the
He
last
didn't see a
at-bat
strike, period.
of the ALCS.
Yeah.
Lot of emotion happening.
That's a tough spot.
Struck
Lay
out on
off
a really bad pitch.
lay off the slider, man. He's got to
the
learn to
only-
lay off the slider. He
the-
went fishing 3 times in a row, man.
It was
No,
bad.
okay,
It was
I
bad.
disagree. I think that the only pitch that deserved a swing on it was strike 2. The one that was just a little elevated and just a bit outside, I thought that one deserved a swing. And he did. And he was right on it. He just barely missed it. It went straight back behind him. Like, I don't know, man. It sucks. Because, like, any other guy goes up and does this, I'm like, yeah, that kind of sucks. Like, if Cal Raleigh goes up and strikes out, it's like, okay, yeah. But, like, in this scenario, not seeing a single strike and striking out is bad.
Yeah, like you gotta. That is the time to be patient. Of all the times to be patient, you just stand there. Just stand there. Just
Bus, you played baseball. John, you watch baseball. Like, what kid hasn't, since the moment they've been playing baseball, gone, man, 3-2, 2 outs, down a run in normally it's the World Series, but to go to the World Series, and it's like, I get it. I would have swung too,
Right.
probably. Like,
You
if
want
I was
to-
Julio Rodriguez, I'm chasing that slider as well, man. Like,
you want to be able to pimp a homer and feel like you're flipping the bat in the local sandlot and just screaming down the first base line.
all I'm saying is if they got Cal Raleigh up that inning, it was over. He was hitting a home run, man.
I mean, that's another thing is you have your MVP candidate right there.
Batter.
Let him hit. You, as the batter in front of him, cannot play hero ball. You can't play hero ball. It's just, there's a reason. There's a reason for these things. And it was a very good pitching performance in that last at-bat. Let's say this much. Taking what the hitter is giving you, which is a very wide and away zone, taking what he's giving you is smart there. And, Jeff Hoffman has really, become that lockdown guy, especially in that one at-bat.
That's what I was going to say. On the whole other side of this, Jeff Hoffman shut them down in the 9th inning of the
Oh, yeah.
ALCS. Beautiful.
dominant.
Just beautiful
Dominant.
performance.
The thing I keep coming back to with Julio, and I'm sure you guys by now have seen the video of the Bryce Wu interview with Julio in the background, just absolutely screaming his lungs out. And the thing I keep going back to is I feel obviously feel bad for him, right? But like
For sure.
the moment was too big for him. He was not approaching the at bat as he approaches his normal at bat. Clearly, he was nervous. He wouldn't be swinging at those sliders if he wasn't at least a little bit in his head. And part of me thinks, as a Major League Baseball player, as maybe the premier Major League Baseball player on that particular franchise, like, you got to be better than that in that moment. But then, at the other side of my brain, at the other time, I'm thinking, there has never been another moment like this in Mariners franchise history. Yeah, the moment was too big for Julio, but who in Mariners franchise history would the moment not have been too big for?
That's true.
The closest they've ever been, man.
Ichiro.
Ichiro probably gets it.
Hey, and he was out there in their intra-squad game before the DS, in right field, throwing up the X like Julio. He's around.
They're like signing him to a contract in the dugout.
Quickly. One of you get DFA'd.
All right. The Blue Jays did win the series, though. How do we feel about these Blue Jays? They
George
get to host
Springer.
the first 2 games tomorrow and Saturday night.
George Springer.
George Springer.
Where were you, man? Where was this? Like, all season has been a revelation for George Springer, because I kind of just assumed that he was, as the kids would say in the parlance, chopped and also unk. I kind of figured it was over for him. You have this talent in the outfield. You saw him constantly trying guys in left field, right field. Most of the series he was DHing. But that bat is live. It is live. And he has that killer instinct with the bat that every time he homers, it's kind of the same thing we said with Shohei, that it's not a surprise, at least for the postseason performance. Every time he's hit and hit well, I'm like, yeah, because that's postseason George Springer. He's just kind of, I don't know, he's supposed to do that.
I thought George Springer was washed. I thought he was done after last year. I'll be honest. I was wrong. Hand up. That's on me.
Thought he was unk and maybe washed and chopped.
Just found out I'm chopped.
You guys are too young for me. I don't understand these words.
All right, man.
Let's focus on the World Series. Neither roster is out, of course, because this series starts tomorrow. However, we do have World Series Game 1 starters. Blake Snell will start for the Dodgers, and Trey Savage will start for the Blue Jays. Thoughts?
What an incredible year for Trey Savage, man.
Yeah.
What an unbelievable year. There was a tweet that I got sent by my dad, shout out Dad, earlier this week from Sleeper Blue Jays. And I want to read the tweet verbatim. In 2025, Trey Savage will have pitched in Single A, High A, Double A, Triple A, the ALDS, the ALCS, and now the World Series. That's crazy.
That is nuts.
That's crazy. He's starting Game 1 of the World Series. He was in Single A to begin the year.
You have to understand that Trey Savage has been the guy that, no matter how low it was, he was always on the precipice of helping their rotation. A lot of the issue is that his pitch mix was really weird. It is still really weird, very north-south. And they wanted to just see if he could refine it as a pitcher. And I guess it's good enough because he's starting opposite Blake Snell in Game 1 of the World Series.
This is a guy that out of when he was drafted out of East Carolina, was kind of billed as one of the top like major league ready pitchers, and somebody that could impact a staff sooner rather than later. I did not expect the climb to come this quick because you're right, H. Like he has some really, really weird pitches, some really weird pitch mix. And I thought that the Blue Jays were going to try and overhaul that, but instead they've just figured out a way to make it work.
Yeah, Blake Snell, let's not forget Blake Snell. Fantastic in game 1. 8 innings, 1 hit, 10 Ks. He is a known postseason pitcher, and he won't have Kevin Cash this time to pull him out of the game early. Now, your issue comes from the fact that he has Dave Roberts. And if you go on Twitter and you look at any time Dave Roberts has made a pitching change, you will see a gif of Dave Roberts spinning around like this for a World Series photo shoot saying common Dave Roberts managerial disaster class or something of the sort. Blake Snell, for your sake, I'm talking to you, Blake. I hope that you get to pitch as long as you want to in this game. And it could be 8 innings and straight to Roki Sasaki. Sure, whatever. Whatever. If he is throwing a no-hitter and I see Dave Roberts even approach the mound, I'm unplugging my TV and frisbeeing it.
How small's the TV?
It's actually pretty small.
All right.
Fair
Well,
enough.
my
Fair
thing
enough.
is the dude's got a .5 whip in the playoffs this year.
Yeah. They'll let him pitch as
Dude.
long as he wants to pitch.
If he wants to pitch 14 innings and the game only goes 9, we're giving him an extra 5 innings of game time. Like the game's still going. Like, what are we doing, man? Leave him in. Let him beat the crap out of him. Who cares?
What's unique this year, I think, for the Dodgers specifically is and maybe we'll get into like a comparison between these rosters a little bit more, but I would say that point blank, the biggest advantage the Dodgers have over the Blue Jays this series is their starting pitching. And the biggest advantage, or the biggest disadvantage rather, that the Dodgers have is their bullpen. And because of those two very unique factors, I think a player like Blake Snell is going to be allowed to go as long as his arm will be able to shoulder that load. And I think that goes for not just him, but for the rest of the starting rotation for the Dodgers. And I guess the question that I want to pose to you gentlemen now, it's an over-under. For the entire World Series, over-under, we'll say 18 outs recorded by the Dodgers bullpen.
Jesus.
That's 6 innings.
I'd say. Did I do the math wrong? That is just 6 innings.
It is 6 innings.
I'm going to
I'd
say
over.
yeah, over, but it's like you're riding the line really close there.
I think that the
many-
Blue Jays. I think
Go
that
ahead.
the Blue Jays put up some runs in like 2 of these games, like a lot of runs.
Like, I can see
I hope so.
Glasnow getting tagged a little bit, or whoever their Game 5 starter is if it presses that far.
Their Game 5 started. Why would it not just be Blake Snell? These games are
I know,
separated
but
by
if-
9 days.
Oh, duh, right. We're not
Yeah.
on a tight schedule.
'Cause, like, we've got 2 games Friday, Saturday, and then it's like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And then, or Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Friday, Saturday, and then whatever. I don't.
yeah, I
like they're-
think
And then
Like
the
Blake
following
Snell
Monday,
could
right?
literally start a week after he starts, and it would just be Game 5.
right. I think Glasnow is the only weak link in here. I say in heavy quotes, just because he's been a little walk prone. And I think you have hitters that can capitalize on that in this Toronto lineup, which for some reason includes Andres Jimenez. I didn't know he could do that. I kind of thought he was just a bat first middle infield or a glove first middle infielder. But I guess moving him over to shortstop again because Bo Bichette is like glass bones and paper skin. I guess that unlocked his bat.
In 2023, an unnamed member of the KCOU sports department told me that Andres Jimenez is a top 10 player in Major League Baseball.
What?
We'll discuss this further after the episode.
Oh my God.
I'm not sure he's a top 10 player in Major League Baseball this season, and there's only 2 teams actively playing.
In the 3-game between the Dodgers and the Blue Jays this year, the Dodgers have held the Blue Jays to 7 runs. 2 of those games were 1-run games, or 1 run scored by the Blue Jays. I don't know. One of them, freaking Kershaw pitched in. So, but Blake Snell has held him to no runs in the first game. So I don't know. I think it's interesting. The Blue Jays have done it every series that they've played so far. Just, hey, actually, this game, we're going to put up 14 runs, and nobody's going to understand how we did it. You know what I mean? I just think that's going to happen to somebody on the Dodgers pitching staff. Okay, don't anybody jump in there. It's fine. I'll keep
No. I need you to flounder for a second while I reopen Google Drive because I accidentally swiped out of it.
Like the fish in Little Mermaid.
So
Ariel.
He's a
the Blue Jays starting pitching is what worries me a little bit.
Okay, why?
Because Trey Savage is starting game 1 and he became in high A.
Right. Among other things.
Listen.
Don't let the hat fool you, but I am worried about Max Scherzer.
I think Trey Savage wins game 1.
I think it's possible that both Savage and Scherzer pitch well, but I mean, you have the oldest man ever and the youngest man ever pitching for the same rotation back to back.
Not to mention, youngest person alive.
He's 4 years old.
Hang on. I'd like to make it clear that I think Trey Savage is going to pitch well, but if Max Scherzer gets on that mound, it's over.
But also, once you've got through, Coughing Baby and Peepaw for games 1 and 2, you just used Kevin Gausman in game 7. So if you don't let him work his way back,
they both worked out of the bullpen.
Yeah, if you don't let them have a few days, I don't know where you're going to go with that.
But they do have a few days. They literally don't play game 3 until Tuesday.
I know.
That's true.
But how different?
We're literally on a schedule that these teams are taking a train from Toronto to Los Angeles.
I'm just saying they don't have a lot of chance for error in this starting rotation.
Series, you don't have transfer. It's the 2 best teams in the league. This is what I have to say about this World Series. It's giving very heavy flashbacks to Dodgers Rays. This team is Jesus Christ, and this team is Pontius Pilate. I don't know. It's just some random Roman guy, and it just feels does the Roman guy take over? Does the guy get to do it? Not Jesus Christ. I don't know. Whatever. Alexander the Great.
know where you're going.
He's Greek.
I know where you're going with this at all.
Either way, I think my issue is
either way.
I don't know. I think what do you guys? Okay. Should we just get into predictions? How many games do you think this goes? Either way, you have it winning. But
this series gives me intense 2019 World Series vibes. And I think the Blue Jays play the role of the Nationals in this case.
I can totally see the Blue Jays winning this World Series. Like, things are not going to work for them. Like, they're going to throw out Max Scherzer for a game, and he's going to get to the fourth inning. Like,
if he gives you like a 5 1/3, if he gives you 5 2/3 like he did in the CS, you are ecstatic. Like, that is fine.
I don't know. I think that this is going to be a great World Series.
Agree.
Oh yeah.
I think it's going to be fun. And I think all three of us here want the Blue Jays to win. We don't want to see the Dodgers win again, right?
Oh yeah. No, I agree.
I know Adam for sure. John, I'm pretty sure you don't want to see the Dodgers win.
I do not.
I think we all want to see the Blue Jays win. But I think I have the series going to Game 7, and I still haven't decided who I have winning. Like, Game 7, it could get there, but I don't know what's going on past that.
I just hope it goes the difference. I don't want this series to be a blowout like the NLCS was.
Or last year.
Or last year. Yeah, last year's World Series was very, very forgettable. Just get it to Game 6. Toronto doesn't have to win the series. I just want them to get it to Game 6. I think the Dodgers take it. I think the Dodgers have the best team in baseball. I think that it's always been the Dodgers. But I really hope I'm wrong about that.
John, what's your prediction? Let's just throw the prediction out. Like,
Blue Jays in 6.
Ooh, spicy.
Look,
I'll take Dodgers in 5.
go on, John.
coughing baby hydrogen bomb. That's what people will be saying about this World Series. But that's not what people will be saying. The Toronto Blue Jays are great. The Dodgers are great. My thing is that one of these teams is America's team. And one of these teams is the Los Angeles Dodgers. And I think when you have all of America, except for that little subsection of idiots in LA and the subsection of idiots around Dallas, for some reason, that are Dodgers fans, I think when you line up the rest of America, all of Canada, against that subsection of LA and all of Japan, I think the United States and Canada will win this series in 7 games. Dodgers win.
Okay.
No.
All I'm saying,
Blue Jays win.
you don't know that the people in Dallas are going to be watching. The Lakers just started their season.
It's true.
True.
They're all in on the Luka train, dude.
And the Cowboys are playing.
Yeah. There's people. Well, there's no games on Sundays, so.
What is this, Chick-fil-A?
I don't know. Do we have anything else we need to talk about these two teams? I mean,
go get them.
They're the two teams. Go get them. I'd like to make a formal.
I have one quick point I want to make,
Sure.
and this is not related to anything at all. But do either of you happen to know who the Blue Jays bench coach is right now?
Ooh.
Oh, it's Don Mattingly.
Don Mattingly, who was the head guy for the Dodgers for forever, and before that had a lengthy playing career with the New York Yankees. Believe it or not, this is Don Mattingly's first World Series.
Jeez. There's no
It's pretty
way.
crazy. It's pretty crazy.
Oh my God.
There have been other things that have happened in the world of MLB that I think we'll just address after the World Series. Because I really don't care who the Giants head coach is until next season. So
Tony
we
V.
can talk about that after the World Series, if you guys agree. Do you guys agree?
I'm
Yeah,
good
sure.
with that.
I do have one formal complaint to file away with Human Resources, and I'd like to do it fully on the pod.
So that's gonna be me. That's
No, it's actually just against the Major League Baseball, to be honest.
Okay.
The Fall Classic and its logo.
Oh my god.
The graphic designers that work at the MLB's front office need to like go work for somebody else.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. The World Series logo. First off, I don't think it should even. I think that we should have a World Series logo, but then we should have like the secondary logo that says Fall Classic. These things look so bad. Like I know it's the World Series. Thank you so much. Can we have it be a little fun? And not just say World Series with the MLB logo on top of it?
And Capital One.
Yes, and Capital One.
Don't forget Capital One.
Whatever.
That's the most important part as far as I'm concerned.
Every round of whatever is sponsored by something at this point. So I really don't care about the sponsorship portion. But like, my God, bro. Like, World Series logos used to be cool. And now I'm literally just reading the words World Series with the MLB logo on top and presented by Capital One underneath. That's it.
We've had the same issue in football as well, where there used to be like unique logos every single year for the World Series, and same for the Super Bowl. There used to be like a different color scheme, and it would at least a little bit connect to the cities that were playing, things like that. Now we just have these standardized like. It's terrible.
The Super Bowl ones are different colors, but they're like set way ahead of time.
They've restarted. They've restarted changing the Super Bowl ones. For a while there, they were all literally the exact same.
Like, I just don't understand. Like, let's just put it in a square or a rectangle and have it say World Series.
World Series.
Dude, look up the 2001 World Series logo right now. Look up the 2002 World Series logo. Like, if you're listening to this, go look up these. Actually, the perfect, beautiful one, 2011. Go look up 2011's World Series logo.
2011's great.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Like, I get that, like, we're not in the era of, like, what the 2001 World Series logo looks like anymore, but we're really not in the era of just put the words on the screen and say, screw it. I know. That's all I have to complain about. And it all started in 2020, which I think is just because literally Rob Manfred designed the 2020 World Series logo because he was the only person working in the front office. All right. Anything else? That's my formal complaint. I filed it away with the MLB front office.
I like it. Well, we will be reviewing this episode and sending it directly to Rob Manfred. We're going to put it on a flash drive and mail it to him.
Yep.
I'll drop it over his house from a plane like they do in North Korea.
I'm going to stand outside of Rob Manfred's window with a boombox and play this entire episode on full blast.
Getting a sign that says, listen. Or just like, hey, baby.
Chatting average. How much money do you think it would cost to pay somebody that is attending the World Series to hold up a sign that said, listen to the chatting average?
We'd probably have to buy them their ticket.
Oh.
That's a lot of money.
Which, wait, maybe we should talk about that real quick.
Money?
So, can we talk about how, like, the Blue Jays just get to, like, the best days of the week for these games? They get, like, both Friday, Saturdays.
Yeah, definitely lucked out with that. But also, I mean,
true.
like, this is Los Angeles we're talking about here. Those games weren't going to sell out regardless. Like, whatever.
Nope, you're going to have businessmen sitting in the back to, like...
Yeah. You'll get the upper deck will start filling in midway around the fourth inning.
Yep, you're gonna have people who got heli carried in, and then you're gonna have like 300,000 people in LA traffic along the 5 because you know someone sneezed in a car 3 miles that way, and we just have to stop.
It's true.
Okay,
We have to.
I have the get in price.
Oh boy. We can talk about this now because we're not on FM, so we are no longer under the FCC.
The get in price. Can somebody pull up the Canadian dollar to the US dollar conversion?
Yes, I'll do that right now.
This is for the outfield district, which I believe their outfield district is standing room only. Tell me when you're ready.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Go on.
$1,037.04 Canadian dollars.
Oh,
1,037.04.
Yeah.
That is $741 in the United States of America.
That's Friday night.
Standing room only for $7,500.
The most expensive seats I can find. Oh, behind home plate in like the second row. No. Just behind the first base dugout. $8,691.88.
That would be $6,211.81 in United States money.
Okay, that's crazy, man.
$6,000 for a baseball game is unfathomable.
You know what? You know what's really cool, man. I'll just
What?
tell them I'm coming for my workplace.
I
I got a
I
TV
have to
over
go
here, and
to
I can
work.
watch the game on the TV.
We have also. Why do the games in LA start at? Oh, they have to start at 5 p.m. That's so funny.
Yeah.
Lowest price ticket
There's
for LA.
really going to be 0 people at that game. Good God.
Lowest price for LA's first game on Monday. 8:30, and that is section. The nosebleeds of section just behind the foul pole for $830, and I'm sure that's probably before tax because this is California.
Oh, almost certainly.
2 tickets are $16.60. Wow.
How much money is
Shall
that
we-
Canadian?
What are these Canadians paying for this?
That's what I'm wondering.
Question: how much time? We have time still? Not really, do we?
Not really.
That's kind of got a hard out soon. All right, let's just do the vernacular grid.
Let's go to grid.
Rows are the Pirates, the Phillies, and played center field a minimum of 1 game. The columns are the White Sox, the Royals, and Silver Sluggers.
All right, White Sox Pirates. Jake Marisnik.
Point 2.
Oh, White Sox played center field. Brooks Baldwin.
Okay. Point 2.
White Sox Phillies. I got it. I got one more.
I just
got
love I
one
didn't
more.
get a single one from my team.
Nate Eaton, baby.
No.
Is that not Nate Eaton?
Good God, John. Now I have to do it on my phone.
Well, you can. All right, then you pick the third one. It's your team.
Hang on, it's loading. Let me get here. Oh, wait. Adam, do you have anything?
Yes, I do, but I was trying not to interrupt.
Go ahead.
I've got a Royal Philly.
Okay.
Matt Strong.
Ooh.
I have a White Sox Philly. It's Jake Diekman.
Oh, I like that.
All right, so we need a Pirate Royal and a Pirate Silver Slugger, and then a Philly Silver Slugger, and then a Royal center fielder and a Silver Slugger center fielder. Royal Silver Slugger center fielder, there's going to be 1 for every season ever, or 2 for every season ever played, correct?
In theory.
So
Right.
a lot of them. Can we put Luis Robert?
If you'd like to.
Luis Robert. 0.5, solid.
Hey, that'll work.
Okay.
All right, okay. Okay.
Okay. What do we still have left?
Pirate, Royal, Pirate, Silver Slugger, Philly, Silver Slugger, and Royal center fielder.
For Pirate Silver Slugger, we could go with Neil Walker, perhaps.
Pirate, Silver Slugger.
That's the one.
My gosh, if I could spell Walker. Yeah, we got him.
Hey.
I have a Royal center fielder. It's Jared Dyson.
Ooh. I was going to say Randall Grichuk.
Okay, Jared Dyson was 4%.
Wow.
Really?
Kind of weird. We need a Royal Pirate.
A Royal Pirate. What about Royal Pirate? No, Adam Frazier got traded mid-season, but he's been like back and forth the whole time.
Pretty sure Michael A. Taylor played for both of them.
I think he did.
Sure.
He just retired too.
It's true. Happy retirement.
Happy retirement, Mike. Okay, so we need a Philly Silver Slugger.
Is that all we need is a Philly Silver Slugger?
That's all we need, yeah.
JT Realmuto, I think, is probably the...
Yeah.
Well, I mean, of their current core, it's him, Harper, or Schwarber, and I feel like most people would know Harper or Schwarber, right?
Probably.
Unless we want to go further back and do like a Jimmy Rollins or a Ryan Howard question mark. Up to you guys.
Chase Utley is also there. Up to you guys. John, pick one.
Ryan Howard.
Ryan Howard.
All right, we got it. Jesus, Ryan Howard, 22%.
Ooh, that's
number
rough.
one.
Oh.
Dang.
H, you picked incorrectly. I hate to break it to you.
What would we have gotten if we put Utley? Hang on. I just want to know. I'm not going to lie. You guys can wrap up the show if you want.
Do we have to? This has been the chatting average.
Okay, so that would have been that much better.
How much was it?
It was 9%. So.
Oh, yeah, marginally better. This has been the chatting average. We're excited about the World Series. You should be too. Go watch it. And then when it's over, come back to us because we'll have more things to say about it. You can get the chatting average wherever you listen to your podcast, wherever you're doing it right now. You'll be able to do that for the next episode as well, whether that's on Spotify or on Apple Podcasts. We're also on YouTube, as well as Florp. If you listen to your podcasts on Florp, you can find us on Florp. Also on Twitter, or X, the everything app, at the Chatting AVG. Drop us a follow, just see what's going on over there. Lots of fun stuff these days. H, John, any final thoughts before we get out of here?
Yay, baseball.
Toronto is America's team.
England is my city.
Bye, everyone.